What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. So as we have the I'm you guys know I'm not a fan of this Legacy sequel. I haven't seen it yet, so for me to say I'm not a fan of it, I know you should probably think that's not very fair for you to say. You haven't seen it, so how do you know you're not going to like it? I'm still gonna see it, and I'll give it a fair chance to say, yeah, no, I was wrong. That was pretty good. But everything we know about this film thus far, I'm literally just gonna be watching the film from 1997. I'm just going to be watching the same film, just with a different cast, but they brought back some of the same cast to, I guess, garner more fans to come see it, because we all know, and if you don't know, you should know. I mean, just on this image here for this article that we're going to cover, and this might be a little bit, so side note, I'm just going to set expectations now. This is going to be maybe a slightly lengthy bit more of a video, because we have this article. There's a video that goes with this article, which is Jennifer Love Hewitt's, like a brief snippet of her red carpet walk on the LA premiere that just recently happened, I think yesterday or the day before. We have Freddie Prinze Jr.'s, same thing, like little red carpet. They're each about 3 minutes each, but there is a Madelyn Cline interview that there's an interview that Madelyn Cline did, and in this interview, it's like 40-some minutes long. Don't worry, we're not watching the whole 40 minutes, everybody. There's a snippet of where they talk about the interviewer asked about the I Know She Last Summer's Legacy sequel, and 1 minute into this topic, she makes a statement that I thought was pretty bold. Not too many people caught on that she made this statement. I didn't know this interview had happened. One of the supporters of the channel, one of my friends, she dropped me a tag and a link on this quote, and I immediately then started looking for the video, because I wanted to see how it was presented, to see if it, what the context was. And no, there's literally no context missing as far as the statement she's making, which again makes zero sense to me. And we're going to cover off on that. And I've read the statement, and I found in the interview where the statement is made, but I haven't given my full reaction to it, which we're going to do it here. So let's get into this first article. Then we're going to just check out the red carpet walks again. They're only about 2 to 3 minutes long, just to hear what both the returning stars are saying. But again, we should know, and it should not be a surprise, that they're not going to have a lot of screen time in here. The screen time that they do have, I think it's just going to be more of a, hey, let's lend a helping hand, or hey, let me tell you my experience. Because on a previous interview we covered, Freddie already came out and said, we are not the main cast, we are not the main characters, we're really just giving appearances here. So, and my bone to pick on that is, like this image here, they're making them the focal point. And I think, in my opinion, it's a bait and switch thing. Same thing I've called out with this whole Buffy the Vampire Slayer situation, which, again, I'm surprised not many other people have caught on to that. But, it is what it is. And maybe more people will start talking about it when that show, that revitalized show, or the next take on it hits whatever streaming platform, or however they're going to release it. So let's jump into these article details, then we're going to take a look at these videos. All right, so let me just get the sound. Okay, making sure the sound's on. Okay, so let's scroll down here. There's a new sequel. We know all this, blah, 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 blah. It's coming out on the 18th, which is going to be coming out this coming weekend. We have here Jennifer Love, who played heroine Julie James in the first 2 films, and Freddie Prinze Jr., who was Julie's boyfriend Ray Bronson in those films, are reprising their roles. We know that, nothing new. So let's go on to the next paragraph here. Robinson directed the film from a screenplay by Leah McKendrick, which has received some rewrites from Robinson and journalist Sam Lansky. McKendrick and told Collider a while back that the new sequel will reckon with some big ideas. So all this we know. We have the synopsis here. Again, this is really just a refresher in case you don't remember or know this information. And the reason I'm not reading the synopsis, and you all should know this by now, go find your 1997 copy of I Know What You Did Last Summer, turn it around, and literally just read it. That's what this synopsis says. The whole point of this article I wanted to call out was down here. While speaking with Extra, Hewitt was asked if there was something in the new movie that fans should not miss. She replied, I'm gonna get killed for saying this, but don't miss the credits. Hang out until the credits end. That's the end quote. She wouldn't say what sort of end credit scene the movie has, but, quote, don't miss it. What's the point? I mean, unless they're already thinking that this is going to be a massive hit and they're already planning to do a sequel to this with whoever happens to live through this. And that's assuming both Julie and Ray survive this, which is very possible they could. I don't know. If they do survive, I honestly would not want to see a sequel with them in it. If this is supposed to be kind of like the passing of the torch, pass the torch, move on, and then let's see where this goes. And again, I feel, as I've said before, it's kind of following the Scream format, right? Scream had its first run, kind of took a hiatus, and then came back pretty strong. And now we've seen several sequels come from that. And I think I Know What You Did Last Summer is going to be going down the same path. So here's the red carpet video. We're gonna pull that up, and like I said, we're gonna watch hers, react to it a little bit, jump over to Freddie's, but the main clip I want to show is the Madelyn clip and the quote that she made, because I'm just not agreeing with it at all. So let's get back to the top. Now let's pull up this first interview and let's see what she says.
I just want to drink wine and chill with you right now. Can we not do an interview?
I know, I told them I tried to come here in my pajamas and you said no.
No, absolutely not. Well, this is about you. You are here, right now. Julie James is back. What does this moment mean to you?
It's surreal. Like, I think I'll digest it later. It's wild. It is filled with gratitude. It is filled with love back to all the fans that made sure I was in this movie and fought hard to make sure that I was in this movie. And like, real celebration for this new cast who, like, this is their moment. I mean, it's for all of us, but this is really their night, and I'm...
So I don't, in my opinion, yeah, the fans wanted her back, but I don't think the fans were clamoring and fighting. You can't make this film without bringing Jennifer back in, without bringing the character of Julie back, because they already tried this. They tried this in 2006 when they did the film I'll Always Know What You Did Last Summer. So again, this is not the first attempt that they've made in trying to move on from those first two films. And that third film was it tanked. It didn't even get, to my knowledge, if I remember correctly, it didn't even get a theatrical release. And then they tried to do, if I remember correctly, they tried doing a TV series, only lasted one season on Amazon Prime for 8 episodes back in 2021. So they even tried doing that, didn't work out. And now here we are again, 2025, trying to do a legacy sequel. So again, I don't know if the fans were so much clamoring to have her back. I think that they knew if they were going to do this and capitalize on what Scream had been doing, they had to bring her back. They had to find a way to bring her back and bring Freddie back. So
I'm so happy to be here.
We've been hearing your iconic line in the trailer for weeks. What are you waiting for? I mean, are you so happy? Does it feel so good to say that again?
It does feel. I'm really sad that I don't know how I can say it now that the movie's out. I'm gonna have to find new ways to kind of do that. But yeah, no, it's been great. I mean, for years people have yelled it at me across the street, and I've loved it. But it's felt good to have it back in such a celebratory way.
Did you push for that in this movie? Were you like, I gotta give one of those?
I had to say it. It had to happen. Yeah, for sure.
Oh my God, well, we're so happy it's happening. We need more of it. And I know that when you walked this carpet for the first movie, your mom was your date, right? And she loved this franchise, loved this movie, and you talk about so often how much you miss her. What do you think should be...
Okay, I don't think there's really much more we need to watch this. Again, I just wanted to share the fact that, you know, there's this event, there's an event that they did. Let's jump over to the Freddie one and let's see what he has to say briefly before we get into the main quote and clip we were going to cover here.
All right, my man, congrats on the movie. I saw it. It is excellent. You are great. When you step back into such an iconic role like Ray, is it an automatic yes, or are you kind of like, I got to think about it?
Yeah, I mean, it became a yes when I heard the idea. At first it was a pass, but then my friend ended up writing and directing the movie. I was friends with Jen Robinson, and I'd already seen Do Revenge, and I thought she did such a great job with that movie. And she said, let me pitch you where these characters are. And if you like it, I'll pitch you the movie. And so we went to this little crummy diner where we didn't eat any of the food, and she just pitched me the idea, and I loved it. I loved the characters.
I feel like this is the political answer. I feel like this is, oh, I got pitched this idea. I wasn't interested in, just like my wife wasn't interested in doing Buffy again, and now she is. Again, I think neither one of those projects like this one would have gone anywhere had they not been able to convince to bring these characters back. If they just would have gone out and try to do a new one with literally no connection to the previous ones, especially when you have the two main characters surviving the events of the first two films, it would have been all for nothing. And again, it would have been a repeat of the third film, which would have been a disaster. So I don't think it was one of those, well, let me pitch this to you, and if you like it, we'll write you in. No, I think it was, hey, we want to do another film. Look what Scream is. This is all my opinion. I'm not saying this is actually true. I'm saying is I think what happened was the studio saw what Scream was doing, saw how successful Scream was again, and they wanted to do the same thing here. Just like what happened in the 90s. Scream came out in 1996, and then to follow suit soon after, I Know What You Did Last Summer came out in 1997. It was one of those things where it was a trend of like a resurgence of the slasher films, and then it was the teen slasher film, and Scream just was a banger of a film at the time in 1996, and they thought, okay, let's do another group of friends, another cast, and let's do this, and we'll call it I Know What You Did Last Summer. And it wasn't nearly as successful. Does it have its fan base? Yes, but I still don't think it's ever been nearly as successful, nor will it ever be. I think you're going to have both camps of fans, but I think the camp for Scream is far larger than the I Know What You Did Last Summer camp. So,
and I signed on basically with her in confidence before the script was even written, just based off the idea. That's how much I liked it.
Wow, so there was something in that script then that wasn't in the first script when you read it, huh?
Well, I didn't even read a script the first time it came around. I'd heard they were talking about it, and I was like, yeah, I don't think so. That doesn't seem right. And then Jen became involved with it. And like I said, she was a friend, so she was like, just give me a brunch. Yeah. And we had brunch, and I just thought her vision was so clean. And I don't know how she was able to see it to the finish line, because making studio movies is a challenge. And I'm just proud that I got to be a part of it. And I've already seen the movie, and I know how good it is, and I know what a great job she did. So I'm really proud to be a part of it.
And your beautiful wife, she's iconic as well as Helen in the...
All right, that's enough of that. So again, just want to give you a taste of what's kind of the conversation, the premiere, what their thoughts were, especially for these two. But now let's jump to this clip here. Again, this is, so as you can see, it's like 40. Well, you can't see it, but I'll put the link for this video if you want to watch the full section for the I Know What You Did Last Summer. It starts at around 5 minutes. I've jumped ahead 1 minute because that's where around the time the quote is made. And yeah, I do not agree with it, and I'll explain why. And we might even listen to it twice.
5 months away.
You're getting there. You're almost there.
Almost there.
So relationship to the original, does every kid nowadays still see I Know What You Did Last Summer? Or
I think it's one of those, like, I mean, it is like a cultural zeitgeist.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. And it is a classic. Even if I think people haven't seen it, I think they know of it.
yeah. Like you say, the slashy hook,
Yes,
fisherman.
everyone knows that. And I Know What You Did Last Summer walked, so Scream could run. So we're like one of the originals.
Did you hear what she just said? Did you? Okay, if you didn't, let's go back. I'm going to go back about 10 seconds, and we're going to play that again.
Fisherman.
Everyone knows that. And I Know What You Did Last Summer walked, so Scream could run. So we're like one of the originals.
I Know What You Did Last Summer walked, so Scream could run, and then she's saying we're kind of the originals. Okay, so that tells me you literally have no idea what you're talking about. You have no idea about the original film, because Scream walked, so I Know What You Did Last Summer could attempt to run. I Know What You Did Last Summer never ran. So and I have my notes here because I want to make sure I got this right, okay? So I Know What You Did Last Summer came out in 1997. Scream came out in 96. Scream did a worldwide box office, the first one, of $173 million worldwide box office, right? I Know What You Did Last Summer did $125 million. that's a great number. Not saying that's a bad number, but Scream outperformed them. Okay, now the second film, I Know What You Did Last Summer, came out in, where's the date here? Let me see if I can find the date for this one. The U.S. No, that's not it. Let's go back up here. The U.S. release was November 13th, 1998. So they did just shy, a little over a year later. Scream came out about a month later, came out in December 97. So Scream 2 did 172 million, a million shy, a little less than a million shy of what their original film did. Okay, so I Know What You Did Last Summer came out roughly, December 12th, 1997. Scream 2. Actually, no, Scream 2 came out a month later after the first film of I Know What You Did Last Summer didn't. I Know What You Did Last Summer came out in November. I Still Know What You Did Last Summer came out in November 1998. Okay, that film, their second film, did a worldwide box office of, guess what, $84 million. Wow, that's quite a bit less than your original film, and a sure of a lot less than the second Scream film. And then the third film for Scream did 161. Scream 4, 97 million. Then Scream 2022, 138. Scream 6, 169 million. Scream has done so far between their films $912 million. With this next film that comes out with now Neve Campbell returning, obviously they're easily going to break $1 billion for the franchise. And the overall budget for all the films together is $177 million. You've had $177 million thus far with a $912 million return. And I Know What You Did Last Summer has only made a total box office of $209 million against a $41 million budget across those two films. Because the third film, they literally do not count it. It has 0% on what reviews are out there for Rotten Tomatoes, 0% for the third film, and there's nothing on the like a cinema score. There's nothing of that nature. There's no box office because it didn't go to the box office. So for her to sit here and say, I Know What You Did Last Summer walked so Scream could run is absolute BS, and she has no idea what she's talking about. And this could just be, hey, I got to do the press tour, I got to talk it up. But that right there did not need to be said. She did not need to do any comparison between this franchise and the Scream franchise, because if she had any knowledge of just the basic numbers of what I just said and release dates, she would know. Scream came out before us, and their second film came out on the back end of our first film, and they still made more money than us, right? I mean, come on, that's a bit much. So anyways, that's going to do it for this horror news update. Again, I just wanted to share the latest on the I Know What You Did Last Summer, especially as we are on the doorsteps of the release this coming weekend. But that type of stuff right there just rubs me the wrong way when you make a comment like that. Again, I understand you're trying to promote your film, you're trying to get people out there to go watch it, but if you're going to do that, know what you're talking about, get your facts straight. Don't sit here and tell me I Know What You Did Last Summer walked so Scream could run. Scream's been far more successful than your franchise has been, and I think ever will be, because I don't see the I Know What You Did Last Summer franchise continuing much longer, let alone being able to break $1 billion. So drop a comment in the comment section, let me know what you think. If you haven't done so already, please hit that like button, and just so you know, it is free to subscribe to the channel, so please make sure to hit that subscribe button, and we will see you at the next one. Later.